what's going on? My name is Brian Bauer, and we are going back 20 years in the past today, around there, somewheres, checking out the Roland Cube 30. I've had this thing for years and years around this place, and this is one of the only amps I've never sold. Anyway, it's an amp that may not be, you know, some iconic 5150 or some sort of Mesa from back in that era. But this is an amp that's touched a lot of guitar players' lives. A lot. Because these things were in abundance. And there's still probably a ton of these around. Anyway, not so much of a review. Just want to have a little bit of a nostalgia trip. Trying this out. Seeing how the record function on it works. It's been a long time since I've really messed with this amp. It's usually just something I take somewhere when I need some volume. It's not a pro amp. It's a little practice amp. A lot of us had this thing when we couldn't really play so well in our lives. Some of us still can't play well, but what do you do? Anyway, we're going to check this out today. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about it. But first, if you can click the subscribe button, the like button, and notification bell. That like button helps a lot. And click that on the YouTube videos you like, whether they're by me or somebody else. Trust me, it helps out all the channels. But the small ones really do appreciate it, I promise. Let's go on about the features of this amp. This is just before the days of Bluetooth technology and apps and cool plugins in your computer and stuff. You had this thing in your bedroom. You probably didn't have a computer in your bedroom. You probably had the family computer. I bought this when I was in high school, okay? And we had the family computer. I tried to record on that. It might be a video for another day. Okay. So it has a clean channel and it has a lead channel. The lead channel has all the cool options. It has its 3-band EQ. It has some effects. It's got some chorus, some phaser, tremolo, and flanger is what it has. Can't really fine tune those in, as you can see here. You just kind of get an intensity level. There's also a delay and a reverb. You can't mix the two. You get delay or reverb. You get either a longer delay the further you turn it up, and the same, you get more reverb the more you turn it up once you get to that section of that. Yeah, it also had a foot switch that you could get. I don't know if that switch just switched channels or if you could turn effects on and off or not. I never owned it. It also has an auxiliary in, so you could put in your MP3 player back in the day. You know, when you downloaded your stuff from LimeWire, Emule, Napster, and your cool MP3 player, because a smartphone did not exist when this came out. Plug that in and you could jam along with all of your favorite cool tracks from whatever it was. If you're you know, all those kind of things. And it has the recording out, which we are using today. And the record out turns off the speaker. One thing with this right now, to let you know, and this is something for anybody trying to actually do recording, impulse responses or speakers are one of the bigger factors in your tone, and you cannot change that in here. So whatever emulation they have, you are stuck with. If it sounds cheap, too bad, so sad, but this is an older amplifier, whatever. I'm getting an okay tone out of it. But let's go over to the clean channel for a moment in time here and check it out. I'm gonna turn the chorus up just a little bit. I'm going to leave our delay on. This clean channel is based on some sort of Roland jazz amp, they say, so let's hear it. Let's go. That's a tough chord to play. Okay, I'm not getting a horrible clean sound out of that. I mean, I've heard better in my life, but I mean, a lot of things are going to boil down to dialing it in correctly, which be fair, when we all had these amps 20 years ago, we didn't know that. We had no clue. So I was on the metal section of this, but we'll go through a few. It has an acoustic part of this. So let's just check out, tell you how that sounds. All right, let's turn the chorus off. Don't like that on the neck so much, but here it seems bridge too much. The second position. That's like a bit of a there. We have to EQ this a little bit. Let's add some mid-range to this. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna pop up over here. Let's just go. Where would I play this? I would either start in the classic amps here, more for rock and roll. They try to make something versatile, and I have to say I really do appreciate that. I kind of like that tone. It's a little, has some inspiration to it. It sounds okay, you know. Let's hop over to this channel. This is the metal channel that we started off with in the video. But let's turn an effect up. Let's go up to, put some flanger on it. Let's hear how it sounds. Roll it off a little bit. See, you're into the chorus really quick with that. Kind of a cheap effect, but you know. We can hear it with the phaser a little bit. Let's hear how that sounds. Way too much. All right. Maybe we'll go into this one. The tremolo. it's an effect that I basically never use. I'm just gonna roll it off. Now, when you only get that intensity there, it's really, you gotta really you're kind of stuck with the tone you get, especially if you're gonna record that thing. I mean, I don't know what the technology was like back then with working with DAWs and stuff. I didn't know how to record, so. But either way, all right, here's the Mesa Boogie rectifier. They have it. I guarantee you a billion kids tried to play Metallica on that setting a long time ago, but they had the gain all the way up to here, you know. It's mid-scooped, you know. Let's hear it. So there are still Roland Cubes available. I looked on Amazon. They make a whole bunch of different new ones. There's also the Boss Katana these days that is a much better amplifier. It does sound better. I have played the Boss Katana before, and it is a really nice amp. And it has USB recording and all that kind of cool stuff, and probably has an app and whatnot. This is way before that was ever a thing. If you do come across something like this, I feel like there's a good chance it's going to be in a pawn shop. I kind of wonder how many of these are in actual great condition, because I know like a lot of these things were neglected. They probably smell like cigarette smoke or weed smoke from somebody's dingy house, full of cat hair, full of dust. I have to dust somewhat on this, somewhat because I'm lazy, some because that's probably how you're going to come across it. It'll be covered in even more stickers. Lucky if it even works half the time. I have to take care of my stuff, so this one still works. And I still use it occasionally. It's just fun when you just need a cheap amp or something. I wouldn't pay a ton for one of these if you did come across one. I still think that if you had one that was in like okay shape and for like a kid or somebody who doesn't have a computer and just wants to mess around, it's not a bad amplifier, but this is definitely an amplifier people are going to upgrade from. Now, in the modern era, if you want to record, I would say, and you want this amp, that's cool, but I would get an interface and not even worry about running this to it, and just download a free plugin that's going to sound tenfold better with way more flexible options and all that kind of stuff. But hey, this is just a piece of history. It may not be the most classy piece of history, or maybe some sort of iconic classic, but it's something that touched a lot of guitar players' lives, and it's honestly not that bad of an amp. Back in the day, this was kind of like the amp that was sort of like the Line 6 Spider. It was a competitor to that, which I honestly think these sounded better than the Line 6 Spider of that era. Those were very digital sounding compared to this, so I think Roland did a much better job in that sense. So, you know, I don't know. What do you guys think? If you made it this far into this rambly video, just farting around, let me know in the comments what you think. That would be super cool. Thank you so much for watching. If you can click the like button, that would be super cool. I'll put out some more stuff coming up later on. Life is busy. So you guys have an awesome day. And yeah, if you have one of these, cool. Just remember, technology's moved along. This was fun. See you all in the next video. Peace.